This Mylan Mitchell, BillyMitchellJewelry.com, 3 Minutes with Mylan. I'm back here with Director Carlton, Lawrence County EMA. Last episode we talked about tornadoes, where to go, what you need to do. But something we got talking about afterwards, after a disaster, because we know things are going to happen. We don't want them to, but they're going to happen. After a disaster, what do you need to do now to be prepared for when that inevitable disaster happens? There are some simple things like, making sure your gas tank's full when you go home. But there are a lot of other things that you need to be prepared for. What are some of those things?
So, after a disaster comes through, your basic goods and services are going to be disrupted and cut off at least at least the next 24 to 48 hours. So, coming home, check your gas cans, if you got a generator to power like your fridge and all that kind of stuff, make sure you got some extra gas on hand because, everybody's going to run to the gas station, before and after. Make sure you got some non-perishable foods that can get you by for a couple days, crackers, chips, stuff that don't have to be cooked or put in a fridge or anything. Also, it's not a bad idea, if you got enough of a warning, can go somewhere, have you a bag with, 2 or 3 days worth of clothes, toilet paper, hygiene items, stuff like that you can grab and go. And, having some flashlights and, power banks for your phone, even a first aid kit. Biggest thing I want to hit on, medications. Have your medications already ready to go. Keep them I ain't going to say have them laid out already, but, have them to where, if you got to grab your little box of medications and go, you can, because, that's going to be one of the biggest things that's going to be a hurdle is trying to get your medications, especially if your pharmacy gets hit.
In all the tornadoes over the years that I've worked with Fire and Coroner's Department and Sheriff's Department and everything else, a lot of people don't realize when these disasters happen, your credit card is useless. Mm-hmm. Your debit card is useless. You need to have cash on hand, and it needs to be in the form of 20s, 10s, 5s, and 1s, because a lot of people want to have change. Mm-hmm. You need to keep a minimum $500, but really about $1,000 in cash on hand, just sitting in your go bag waiting to go, because you never know when, especially in North Alabama, when a disaster is going to happen and you're not going to be able to swipe that card and suddenly you can't get gas or suddenly you can't get the medication or food that you need. But we'll catch you again on another episode of 3 Minutes with Mylan, BillyMitchellJewelry.com.